are, dropped anchor in Talaga, 7 o'clock in the morning. So we'll just hang out here for a couple of hours and we're heading to the marina at 9. We need to check in before 10. Yeah, it was a pretty good passage, 135 miles down, 24 hours, and we spent the last couple of hours just putting in, so we smashed it. What a good passage. Hopefully that's the start of things to come.
I'm Benita, that's Yosh, and this is our floating home Nanji. We've been sailing around the world for the past 5 years until the world came to a screaming halt. We've since been stuck in Malaysia for over a year, but finally, after many delays, we are back on the water and beginning our 3,000 nautical mile trip back to Australia via Indonesia.
So we've been waiting for a couple of hours. We dropped anchor in here this morning and we've been waiting for a couple of hours now for the marina to answer our calls, but they said we have to be here before 10 a.m. so we can check in, check out same day. And I've been calling on the radio for the past 2 hours and no one is answering us. I've rang the office and no one is answering. So we're just gonna head on in, tie up at the fuel dock. We need to get fuel anyway to get ready for our trip, so it's not such a big thing. So yeah, we'll just go make this shit happen. It's pretty crazy. Talaga Harbour, previously pre-COVID, would come in here and you'd struggle to get an anchorage in this bay, and now it's just obvious boats that have just been abandoned, you know, they're really run down. People have just left them at anchor here. It's quite sad to see. I know a lot of yachties got kicked out of Langkawi and a lot of sailors, which pretty much make up the island, they all got marching orders, and so I think the island is going to be very much like a ghost town now. Oh, first things first, we'll go tie up and we can, that's the first step.
When that sleep won't come and you've cried your song, let it come to you. There's nothing you can do until I see you smile just below those eyes that tell me you're okay. It's written on your face. As you come to light, I come alive. Your silhouette in the summer sky. But this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better. And this is only a measure. It can only get better. It can only get better.
Alright, so here in Langkawi we have to get our parcels from the Langkawi Marina. We also have to see a doctor and get some PCR tests done so that we can show Indonesia we don't have COVID on our arrival. We also need a few things that we just couldn't get in Perak because their shopping malls are like, all the shops are closed except for like the supermarkets, and some of the supermarkets have areas where they have like home goods, and but they fenced it all off, so although the shop's open they won't let you buy things like spoons or pegs or, you know, these kinds of things. So we really need some sheets and some other stuff as well, and there's another supermarket here, so we'll just see if they've done the same thing here or if they're a bit more relaxed here so that we can get some more sheets, do a bit more provisioning.
Because
and need a hard drive, just like little things. Hard drive, we need SD card.
Yeah. But like, what's Langkawi good for buying? What's Langkawi good for buying, Mum?
Booze.
And cheese and chocolate.
Booze, cheese, chocolate as well. So like a carton of beer here is $10, and a carton of beer in Indonesia where we're going is like $90. So it be really silly not to buy some beer before we go. So there's so many boats here that are run down. It feels like a boatyard graveyard. It's very eerie. There's no one here. Well, there's a few yachties that are still here, but most of these boats are stuck here. The owners can't get back here to get their boat, so they're just sitting here and just wasting away. It's like really eerie and very sad. It's like people's dreams are just rotting away. Yeah, that's one good thing that I'm glad about. I'm glad that we stayed with Nanji because should probably end up like one of these boats otherwise. It's just really hard to move around the world at the moment. Okay, it's checkout day today. We're off to get a PCR test so that we can show Indonesia we do not have COVID, and we're going to check out as well. And I guess, what else are we doing?
There's still a few last things to pick up, like ratchet straps and whatever else is on that list. I can't remember.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just...
We're going to shove things up our nose. I haven't done one of these yet.
I had to do one before I gave birth.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be an experience. To say my first PCR test was an experience would be a slight understatement. It was definitely not much fun having my nose penetrated, but I guess this is the price we need to pay for travel these days. If it means we can enter Indonesia and keep on moving, then I am happy to pay my toll. Rude away. As it was a Friday and the government offices are closed over the weekend, we completed the final clearance formalities, ready for our departure first thing on Monday morning. After spending such a long time in a marina over the past year, we knew it was not a place we wanted to stay long. When the sky is grey, the weather is miserable and the island is in complete lockdown with shops and restaurants closed, cabin fever creeps in pretty fast. Best cure is to stay on the move. So we got Fang rumbling and got Nancy out of the pen and decided to head out to the islands for a closer anchorage to our departure point.
we're just passing a mast that's just sticking out of the water here. And it's not like it's hit anything, it's not like there's anything there to hit, it's literally just sunk where it's anchored. There's just so many abandoned boats here, that's what's probably happened here. It's just been left and then it's got a water leak and there's no one here to look after it or know what's going on. But you know, there are, you know, this bay is normally filled with boats, so there's generally other yachties around, so you know, someone would have went over and tried to save it if they saw it happening, but maybe that's happened since COVID and no one's been here, and it's just sank. Malaysia's closed, it's been closed for a long time, and they're kicking all the yachties out. Like we're just very lucky that we were at Pankor Marina and James was looking after us. He's looking after all the yachties there and they have visas until December this year, but like all the yachties that were in Langkawi here have been kicked out, and so that's why when we rolled up here I had a security guard come down to the boat and tell me that he literally said to me, your visas have expired, what are you doing here? And I was like, what do you mean our visas haven't expired? And he was kind of yeah, he was just kind of threatening. He said, you have to come up to the office now, your visa's expired, you're here illegally, and because they've kicked everyone out here. But I was just like, excuse me? Obviously we're not illegal. We have visas in our, you know, we have visas for another few months here, but we're choosing to leave. And yeah, because they've kicked everyone out here, they thought that was across the board of all yachties in Malaysia. But we've just been really lucky that James has helped us out, and we've got until December to leave.
The weather forecast is to turn southerly tomorrow, and that's when we're going to get going. So hopefully that'll be able to flatten out this ocean, because it has been 48 hours of westerly rain, non-stop storm here in Langkawi, which definitely stirs up the sea. And so we've still got that morning sickness, I guess you call it, and it's still got like the wobble and like short ground swell created by this wind. So we are rolling away quite a bit as we make our way down to this little anchorage, and because we're quite rolling, Talila's all strapped into her car seat here in the cockpit. That's the safest spot, we think. Yeah, so we've just got like 2 hours to get down to the anchorage here. I can just do the last checks, like I need to dive on the prop to clean the prop, and just those sorts of little things, and we'll just fully proper have Nanji ready, so then first thing in the morning we just get those sails up in the southerly and beam reach across to Sumatra. your slippery feet. It's a bit wet there. Whoop! Whoop!
So we went to leave this morning and we had a very nasty surprise. There was water in the bilge. Like, it's not something you want to see. And it turned out that there was the steering gland was leaking at the back. It hadn't been fully tightened up, so it was leaking, and spent the day bailing out the water and fixing that. So we decided to stay here for the night. We're at Singer Beside. It's like a famous anchorage for yachties in Langkawi, and there's only a couple of yachts left here when normally there's like full. So we decided to set sail tomorrow morning. The weather's looking good, everything's good, Nanji's good, we're feeling good. I think when you have something like that, when you set off, it really affects the mood, your outlook and everything. So yeah, choosing to go tomorrow, start afresh and have a positive start, and yeah, I think it's going to make the world of difference, because yeah, yesterday was just a bit So we're setting sail first thing tomorrow morning, and I'm going to make up a big meal tonight for dinner, and then have leftovers as well so we can have it on passage. Making like a tomato lentil dish. Josh adds pasta to his. I don't add pasta to mine. Not that I don't like pasta, but I just like this dish without it. So it's pretty easy. You just need some vegetables, any kind of vegetables, and cans of tomato and lentils, and yeah, tomato sauce, I don't know, whatever makes it taste good. I like to put a bit of like chili, bit of chili in there as well.
It's a beautiful day to go sailing. It's just a bit before 7. Sun comes up at about 7ish, so the sun's just cracked over. Ladies are sleeping, boat's ready. Just have morning coffee here and we'll get Nanji rumbling, eh? Forecast looks awesome. This is going to be a great sail. I have really good feelings about this trip. And I'm very excited to go sailing because it has been a very long time. Just to be on the move, it feels like a massive achievement. So much uncertainty, so much confusion, so many rules, so many lockdowns, so much COVID. It's really time to get out of this area, live on Nanji, feel like we're free again, because we haven't had that feeling for a very long time. We've got 240 miles to get across to Sumatra, so a couple of nights. So we should arrive there in the morning, and that's going to be the most difficult bit about the passage, is getting around through the cuts at the top of Sumatra. We got the whole Indian Ocean racing around the top of Sumatra, and it's a southwest monsoon, so we got big tides, strong winds on the nose, so we'll have a difficult 50 odd miles there. But we leave today, 2 days time. Forecast looks the calmest it's going to be for the next couple of weeks, so now's the time to shine. Let's get this going. I can almost feel it. On another note, I'm going to be surfing again soon, and that is very bloody exciting. I haven't surfed since COVID started. I haven't surfed for nearly 2 years. Wow. Do I even call myself a surfer these days, since I haven't surfed for 2 years? Maybe I'm just a wannabe surfer. It's ridiculous. Maybe I've just got to get there and I'm going to be a try-hard surfer. Maybe that's my new techno. I'm a try-hard surfer. Yeah, I can live with that. So I'm going to try hard to get there, and I'm going to try hard to get waves. At least no one's going to be around to laugh at me.
glassy morning. There's the wind. What a beautiful morning to get going. How many masts can we see? There's a shipwreck up ahead on our starboard side. There's some masts coming out of the water, and this boat is actually a super yacht that has sunk. It caught fire and then it sunk. There was some crew on board that were rescued, but this boat is it's called Focia. It's 75 meters long. It was built to single-handedly sail the transatlantic race. It broke some speed records. I think it did it in 8 days and reached speeds of 30 knots. It had 4 masts and now they are sticking out of the water. It's on the bottom of the ocean. It's a pretty sad ending to such a historical boat, you know. I think it was bought for $12 million like 10 years ago or something like that, so
Crazy.
yeah.
Still a sail on it.
It's a shame that the water's so murky here. Like, it would be such a cool dive, like such a cool dive. Like, I mean, it's 75 meters long. Yesterday with the water issue, we didn't film it. Like, it was such a shit moment. Just like after all the boat work that we've done, and then to have water coming into the boat, it was awful, and made us feel really, really angry and just shit. So yeah, luckily it was just a quick fix, but yeah, I don't know, I just didn't want to show it. I didn't want to, I don't know, I just didn't want that energy on the channel anymore. I'm tired of having a boat that has issues. I'm tired of showing the issues. I'm over it. I just want to be sailing and exploring, and yeah, so hopefully that is the last time we have anything happen, and we can just cruise and sail and have a good time and show you guys around and just not have that energy anymore.